Uppie, uppie, uppie. It's One Funny Morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday.
Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
It's such a small town. So if you're walking, people just be like, "Do you want to ride?" It's like they don't need Uber. They
what?
just have.
What?
They just pull over. They give you a honk,
No.
and they're like, "We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever."
That's called
our small
murder
town.
in New Jersey.
What's outside your Puerto Riquino?
That's Stella! Yeah!
Hi, it's Judy from Saskatoon, but I'm not in Saskatoon right now. I am staying with some very good friends in their beautiful cottage situated on Echo Lake, which is a little more southern than Saskatoon is in Saskatchewan. But we are having a wonderful time. We're having a few drinks, playing lots of cards, enjoying some swimming, and just getting out and having that fun lake life. It's hard to beat this view first thing in the morning. Anyways, I'm going to hate to leave it. So without further ado, here she is, our Queen of Queens, our BIC, the girl we love the most. Take it away, Dina.
Good morning. Good morning. That was Judy from Saskatoon. Hello, TikTok. TikTok's over there this morning. How is everybody? It is a beautiful day. I'm still hanging out at Sherry's place. So it is a beautiful summer morning still here in New Jersey. I know, Jade, it makes you want to have a lake house. Let me ask you a question. There's the first question of the day. If you could have a beach house or a lake house or a mountain house, which one would you rather have? Sherry. That's how I talk to her. I know, Judy. It's lovely. Beach house all the way. Beach for sure. Really? Lake, Carol. Carol and I will be able to lake. Teresa will be up in the mountains. Can I combine mountain and lake? No, pick one. You can't afford that. Come on, girl, get it together. So what if I had a mountain house near a beach and a lake? Okay. Mountain house, also known as a cabin. Whatever, Brooke. You and your big words. I think I'm a lake house person. Speaking of Saskatoon, did you see the Olympic diver from Saskatoon? I was like, I know where that is. My friend Judy, who I don't know, lives there. Lake, then mountain house. Lake is none in Ontario, and mountain house if other province. Okay, you get real specific. Tough one, but I would do any. But if I was given one, beach. It's the sound of the waves that put beach over the lake. You know, you can get a sound machine, Stacey. Here's why I agree. The sound of the ocean, beautiful. You don't get that at the lake. However, what was I going to say? Hold on. The calmness, like not getting smacked in the face with a wave every 5 seconds. Lake house beats beach house. I'm a beach house person, but I own a mountain house. Is it cheaper? Is that why? I can afford to watch and love movies about lakes and mountain houses. Jen, you're so funny. I picked beach. I think the lake would have too many mosquitoes for me. Though in this scenario, there's no mosquitoes. It's a fake game. No one's offering this. Denise getting real specific. She's like, now, is there a Wawa close by? How about a liquor store? Okay. Don't you want to shore house? Maybe consider a beach house. Yeah, no, I have a shore house, but there was a time when we were looking to buy originally, we're talking like, it's like, oh, let's get a beach house, let's get a beach house. And I was like, I don't know. I think I'm more of a lake house kind of person, but there were no lake houses available, and he didn't want to go. Is this a giveaway? Ha, you're hilarious. One for each season, please, said Athena. She goes, well, let me see. In the fall and winter, I go to my mountain house. In the off seasons, like spring and fall, I'm obviously at my lake house. And then in the summer, I would obviously go to my beach house. Do you think there are people like that? Do you think there's somebody that does? Somebody has to, right? That's the rich people that made it up. Could you imagine? Athena for the win. Word up. But the lakes have monsters, Dina. No sharks in the lake. Yes, there are. I know those people. Alejandra. I don't know. Yeah. Good morning, Linda. We're talking about your preference for a beach house, a lake house, or a cabin in the woods. Cabin in the woods just sounds where murder happens. Why would you do that? There's literally a book called A Cabin in the Woods, and it's about murder. Think about it. I think there's murder called Lake House, too. Has there ever been a murder mystery called Beach House? I doubt it. There are alligators in the lake. They found one in Lake Erie. What? I thought alligators were down where nobody should live. What? No, Maria, I can't afford my beach house. My beach house is rented. I get it 2 weeks a year, and then that's it. And then I clean it. So it is being rented for the rest of the summer and September. So no, I'm at Sherry's and beach house, but I don't want to be around hurricanes. Real specific. There's also murder at the lake. Shikendra was like, let's be real. Wow. Pretty sure James Patterson wrote a murder beach house. Sounds right. Yeah, time to play the lottery. Got a cabin in the woods. Lots of mosquitoes and deer flies. It's overrated except for the neighbors, porcupines, deers, and owls. Does it pay to rent it or just move into it? It's too far away for me to like move into it. It's like there's nobody down the shore in New Jersey. There's like a handful of people that live here year round, mostly like retired people. So I wouldn't move down there. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, the only reason I could afford it is by renting it. There's a lot of work, and I'm about to be a super host on Airbnb, y'all. You gotta get certain ratings and all kinds of stuff. I'm very proud of what I put together. It's nice. I got all the amenities. I'm amenities outed. Like, you think of the amenities, I offer it. Bikes, helmets, all the linens, all the towels, all the beach towels, all the beach tags. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get a shirt made, y'all. I'm a super host. Yeah. Andrea filled out my survey from when she stayed with me. So yeah. I think I really learned a lot when going through the divorce about, just trying to be smart. You have X amount of dollars and you have some assets. So how do you keep them? Potholder. Okay. Listen, let's not bring up the potholder situation. All right. Me and Michelle got into a big fight about those potholders and they were in the building. You just didn't look in the right spot. Condiments. You're right. They were offered and then Diana threw them all away. A country house has a beautiful pond with a little one-room cabin. Looks amazing if and when I get to cut the weeds. Oh, Anne Marie. That's nice. Yeah. My elderly aunts live in Ocean City year-round. Yeah. They in the bougie houses. Oh, Katie, look at you. Look at you living crazy. Mm-hmm. Do you have a housekeeper who comes in to clean? Yep. Her name is Diana and Jacqueline, uh, and myself. But we do have a cleaning crew that comes and like does like the majority of the cleaning, and then we have to go down and like do all the linens. So like I wash linens all summer. I actually just folded all Sherry sheets. I was like, you're not folding these. I'm gonna make a video on how to fold a fitted sheet, make it look really pretty. This is who I am. This is who I am. You know, some people got OnlyFans, and people pay a lot of money for that. Not me. If you want to learn how to fold a fitted sheet like a champ, like a super host, I don't want to jinx it because I won't be a super host till October 1st. But I'm gonna do it. I would get a beach house if I had Dana to clean and make snacks. There we go. How far is your house from the beach? Like 2 blocks, 2.5. Yeah, but Shikendra, my skills are well beyond Diana's now. She was like Mr. Miyagi, but I'm Danielson and I've taken over and I'm pretty good at it. I don't want to brag. And I'm sure our guest today is going to be like, Dina, please tell me the secrets of the fitted sheet. And I'll be like, listen, Jeff, this isn't the time. Yeah. I'd clean my own beach house if I owned one. One clean house. So win-win. Yeah, Nicole. But if you had to rent it to all these people, you're going to clean up after all them? I'm like, no, thank you. And honestly, it's a lot because the house is a Dutch colonial, and then there's a shed out back and bathrooms and the shower outside. I don't have to. You would have to flip the house in 5 hours. That's the other thing. You have 4 to 5 hours to flip a house, and you have to do all the towels, the linens. We bring a replacement. We have 2 sets of sheets and everything. It's the whole thing. You don't want to. I'm a super host. I don't want to give away all my secrets. Used to do. Anyway. So, speaking of fun people who have had every job on the planet, similar to myself, hardworking and been in the comedy business forever, you are going to love our guest today. Let me introduce him. His name is Jeff Allen. His rapid fire humor, which centers on marriage and family, is a hit with all ages. In his 5th decade as a comedian, Jeff has appeared on America's Got Talent, Netflix, Amazon, Huckabee, Pure Flix, Showtime, Comedy Central, VH1. He's the only comedian to have taped 5 dry bar comedy specials. His videos has almost 1 billion views on Facebook, YouTube, and other channels. Jeff's Are We There Yet tour offers a unique glimpse into his crazy world, pulling some of the funniest parts of his new book by the same title. In both the book and the tour, Jeff hilariously and sometimes emotionally takes on the roller coaster ride of his life and career took before he found his redemption. He can be heard regularly on Sirius XM's Comedy Channel, as well as Pandora and Spotify. He's performed for our troops on aircraft carriers and ships in the Indian Ocean, starred in the critically acclaimed film Apostles of Comedy, the syndicated comedy series Bananas, his own 1-hour comedy special Happy Wife, Happy Life, and the Warner Brothers comedy film Thou Shalt Laugh. He is presently in pre-production for his new series based on his new book, Are We There Yet? Please help me welcome to the show, Jeff Allen. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, lady, how are you?
I'm good. Look at you. Where are you?
I'm at a golf course. I'm ready to play in a celebrity golf tournament, and I love it when I get to the first tee and they walk over and go, "Who's our celebrity?" And then I have to disappoint them and go, "You're looking at them," you know. And I love it when they go, "Should we know you?" And you go, "Well, if you have to ask, no."
Right.
So,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, the fitted sheet thing, my wife told, oh, God, what did I?
Okay. Really, Jeff? Really? You're supposed to be the celebrity. There he is. There he is.
Right. Yeah. But the fitted sheet thing, my wife, she knows how to fold a fitted sheet, and
He does.
she is I would go right along. She's 1 inch from being clinically OCD, and she was going through breast cancer 20 years ago, and I came home from the golf course, and she was bald with chemo, and she's cleaning the cabinets out in the kitchen. And I said, "What in the hell are you doing?" And she said, "If I died tomorrow, your mother would come in here and think I live like a pig."
I love when you talk about your wife.
Yeah.
I've listened to so many of your clips when you were talking about the dark hair on her lip.
Oh, yeah, that's the latest. Every time something happens, it's not even dark. She's fair-haired, but she'll sit there and go, "I'm a hairy beast. I don't know how you can kiss me anymore." I don't see a thing. And then the makeup mirror. I don't know why women buy these torture devices, but the thing magnifies by, a couple more magnifications, you'd be able to see the dead mites on your skin. That would drive you insane. So
Yes, I feel like I'm disgusting.
yeah, and
So I know a bunch of people are in the comments saying this is great. I love him. He's so funny. But tell everybody a little bit about your career. How did you get started? For those that are new to all things Jeff Allen.
oh gosh, 1978, I went into a comedy club and thought, boy, this would be kind of fun to do. I was an alcoholic, so I always said if you like to nap, get a job at a mattress factory. If you like to drink, figure out how to work in a bar. So I got lucky, and by 1980, the entire country exploded with comedy clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to travel around and be bad at something and get paid a few bucks. And then probably 6 or 7 years into that, I was headlining the comedy clubs and met my wife, and that kind of made it. I took it seriously. I literally doubled my income the first year after getting married. And when my son lost his job 5 or 6 years ago, he said, I'm really scared. I said, well, that's a good thing. I'm glad you're scared. But here's the good news. Our DNA is wired for panic. We do better. We're not self-starters. So anyway, you got married and a couple kids. All of a sudden you realize I better make a few bucks to put some food in their mouths. And anyway, Boston, New Jersey, I went to New York. And then the last 27 years we've been in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah, we love Nashville. And,
yeah, we were just there on a trip. We took 112 people there and did all the fun things and Ryman Hall and the whole thing. We do a lot of.
Oh, you got to come back October 11th. I'm working the Fisher Center.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And we're trying to sell it as a weekend. Come on out Friday night, watch the comedy show, stay the weekend. I'm working with Stephen Bargatze, Nate's dad.
Ah, we love him.
Yeah, and Steven's just hysterical. He's just as dry as Nate is. You can see where Nate gets it from.
I was going to say the both of them are so funny. I could just listen to Nate all day. It's so funny. Him talking about his wife and his sister, so funny. So you have kind of a sordid history. You kind of touched on it. You were an alcoholic. At what point do you kind of have this moment where you're, because being an alcoholic and a comic in bars, that doesn't last. It doesn't do well for the long term. Like how do these things collide to kind of bring you to where you are today?
Well, about a year into my marriage, I had a few things happen. I write about this in the book. The first 6 chapters, I tell audiences, if you can get through the first 6 without killing yourself, it's actually an uplifting tale. I gave Tammy the final draft. I said, you need to be okay with my version of what we went through. And 2 chapters into it, she came out of the bedroom crying and goes, I can't read anymore. We were horrible people.
Oh.
And I said, well, finish the book, actually. We turn out okay. And anyway, she read the book, came out, and we spent 40 hours, 3 days, going line by line through the book, correcting my version of what we went through. And but it's our book. But one of the stories, I was in front of Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston, just doing some cocaine for the ride home, and cop knocks on the window and sees I'm doing cocaine, pulls me out, handcuffs me, and puts me in the cruiser. And just that moment, a cop that was off duty, was doing security for the comedy club, came out and said, what's he doing in the cruiser? I said, well, he was doing cocaine. And the off-duty cop says, let him go. He's one of the comedians, as if that's a get-out-of-jail-free card.
I've never heard
that. Turned out it was. They got me out of the cruiser. They were taking my cuffs off, and he looked at me and he said, you have no idea how lucky you are. The DA is up for re-election, and they love parading white suburban boys in front of the camera. You were looking at 3 to 5. And I had a 6-month-old at home. And then a couple nights later, I was driving the wrong way, drunk on the interstate. I went up at 3 in the morning, and it took me an hour and a half to get home from a 30-minute drive normally. And then the last thing was I spanked my 6-month-old in the crib one night. I was drunk, and he was crying, and that was it for me. Nothing shamed me more than that. And Tammy sat on the end of the bed and fed our son. And I realized he was crying because he was hungry. And nothing I had done prior to that shamed me like that. So anyway, the next day I went into a 12-step program, and they said, pray. I said, to what? you know. And that led me on a journey for about 7 years, just looking to find out if God existed. If he did, what did it look like? And that's the last half of the book, is our last 20 years. I always say the book begins in chapter 1. My proposal to Tammy was at Cleveland Airport baggage claim, because I wanted the reader to fall in love with my romantic side. You know, what's more romantic than baggage claim?
I did. I listened to your baggage claim bit today. Tell everybody about the wonderful proposal you had planned for her.
Yeah, we had met in November the previous year, and on April the following year, I was flying on a red eye from LA to meet up with her in Ohio, and I had the idea about halfway into the red eye, I'll ask her to marry me when I land. Had no ring, no plan. You know, by the way, if there's a young man listening to this, I don't recommend this at all. Have a plan, have a ring, because it's for life. Every time we watch a movie where some guy does it right, you know, he's got a ring, he's got to, ask the father for the hand of the daughter. He's got one knee he gets on, he makes it, and she throws her arms around. I look at Tammy, she's crying in her chair. I go, I'll ask you again. Come on, just let me ask you again. She goes, no, shut up. My story will be forever. Baggage claim. That's what it's like the grandkids go, Mimi, how did Papa propose to you? Baggage claim, airport.
Good morning. That's funny.
So I pay for that. But anyway, I waited, and we're waiting for the luggage, and I said, and I love you. I love Erin. She had a 2-year-old at the time, single mom. And I said, you want to get married? She said, pardon me. I said, you want to get married? You and I. So she knew who I was talking about. And I'll give her credit. She thought about it for 10 seconds and then looked at me with all this excitement and said, yeah, I guess if that's what you want. That is a direct quote. It's like I asked her to go to McDonald's for breakfast. Yeah, if that's what you want.
That's what you want. Sure.
And that was it. We got the luggage and left, and she had no idea the baggage she took home that day. So that was me. But
how long have you been married now?
38 years, 2 weeks ago. 38.
Wow.
We were 10 minutes from divorce court 30 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
We're driving to file the papers. And she said, pull over. And I thought she was going to be sick. And she said, this is wrong. Let's go home. And I told her, I said, I'm trying, baby. I can't help it. I'm trying. I always said, I got these dating apps. If my profile in the 80s, if I was honest, would have read alcoholic, drug addict with rage issues, looking for single female to overlook aforementioned character flaws. And I realized that, there are women out there somewhere that'll just like broken men. So why don't they have dating apps for that, like the Fixer Upper app?
Mm-hmm.
Some guy can come out and go, I'm 43 years old. I live in my parents' basement. I play Dungeons and Dragons 3 days a week. I go to Comic-Con twice a year, and I have not been gainfully employed my entire life. And perhaps you could fix me. And there's some woman in America going, that's it. I'm done writing letters to prisoners. I found my...
We want to fix everything all the time.
So anyway, she stuck with me, and it's worked out. It really has. And anyway, we have 4 grandchildren.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Her way to Jersey. We lived in Jersey. We lived in
where?
Basking Ridge, and we lived in Belmead near Princeton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had this beautiful house. We went in to rent. They were trying to sell it. It was a historic home, 6,000 square feet on 7 acres with a horse barn. Wow. And we were basically newlyweds. And our furniture filled one room and then the 2 bedrooms. And anyway, I told Tammy, I said, it's downhill from here, baby. Your husband just doesn't make this kind of money. So we got to live in it for about a year, and then they sold it.
Wow. So now would you consider yourself a Christian comedian? Like, you don't curse, you don't do any of that. That's why you are like the king of dry bar comedy right now, right?
Yeah, I'm a Christian and I do comedy with it, but I was cleaning up my show. My son in 4th grade got caught cussing at his teacher. And we sat in front of that teacher, and I said, I'd love to look you in the eye and tell you I have no idea where that child heard that kind of language. But, so driving home, Tammy said to me, this is a reflection on us. It's not very attractive coming out of a fourth grader's mouth. So anyway, I paid the kids a quarter for every cuss word or foul word they heard come out of my mouth, and which is basically how I funded their college.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, I wondered if I could clean up my show in the clubs. I'm a storyteller. It really made me better at what I did, getting a thesaurus out and learning how to work around the easy laughs. And then about 2 years later, I came to my faith, so it just kind of fit. And 9/11, I was in Vegas working the Tropicana when I couldn't get home, and I came home and told my Jewish manager. I said, I think I'm going to start working churches. And he said, he goes, I can't help you there. Anyway, we put it out. We were willing to work churches. First year, I did one church in an entire year. When your resume is casinos and nightclubs, pastors tend to hesitate.
Yeah.
Give you the pulpit for an hour. But anyway, I got hooked up with a gospel singer named Bill Gaither, and his stamp of approval opened some doors. But anyway, I think I'm going to Gloucester. I'm working at church.
I saw it. You are New Freedom Church or something. It's on your website. So no matter where you are, Jeff is coming to your area. You bebop all over the country. I love it. It's just awesome. So make sure you check out Jeff's schedule. But I have a question. So I have 3 kids, Jeff. They're 24, 22, and 20 now. 2 of them are doing stand-up, and one of them is filthy dirty. And I don't know where she got it, Jeff. I'm just going to now. I don't think that's my fault. I don't know. Maybe that's just who Jesus wanted her to become. But she's so funny because, when I started doing stand-up right after she was born, she's 22. And so I obviously talked about, raising kids, this was like a big part. Our moniker is OneFunnyMother. And it always seemed like fair game. They were little kids and they weren't in the clubs, whatever. As they got older, it got a little weird, because now they can hear me and they know what I'm doing. And we made videos. Well, now I'll go to the club and she's up here talking about me. And I'm like, how dare you talk about your mother like this? She's like, you've been literally making fun of me for 22 years. I was like, that's what the Lord wanted. This is not true what you're saying. So I'll sit in the audience going, lies.
Payback. Tammy caught me one night. I was talking about how handy she was, and she did the crown molding in the living room. We were doing a remodel, and the contractor came in and looked around. He goes, holy cow, who did your crown molding? And I said, my wife. And he looked at his master carpenter and said, she does better work than you. And I said, yeah, well, she clear cut a third of the rainforest learning how to do it at $3.99 a foot. And Tammy goes, that is a lie. That is a lie. I go, well, I don't know, but you did waste a lot of lumber. I'd say we had some expensive firewood. That's all I can say.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, does Tammy think you're funny? Like, did she think you were always funny?
No, not at all. She's a tough laugh. I married my father. It's very funny they say you marry one of your parents. My father, before he died, he said, this is my dad in a nutshell. He was surfing channels. He said, I saw you on TV the other night. I said, really? What was it on? He goes, I don't know. It was some channel. I said, what tape was it? He goes, I don't know. It's a couple things. I heard it before and I moved on. I go, you learn to lie to your kid, Dad. Lie to your son. Just say, boy, I loved it. I saw it. I was just, man, it was so good. But that's Tammy. I mean, she is the, she keeps me leveled. Nothing special.
My dad, it must be a dad thing. I remember, so many, many moons ago, Jeff, I was Miss New Jersey, much younger. But at one point, the Miss America pageant asked me to come back and start hosting their pageant, I was like, oh, so I lost 30 years ago, but you want me to come back and host it? Sure, whatever. So I come home, I said to my dad, Dad, do you mom want to come to Vegas? For what? I don't know, because it's Vegas. But if not that, then I'm performing. What are you doing? I go, well, the Miss America pageant called. They want me to host it. He was like, no, I'm good.
I know. That's so
but I'm hosting it now. Like I lost, and now I kind of won because they asked me back. And then he was like, no. He goes, well, are you doing anything new? I go, I don't know. I'm just hosting it. He goes, no, I probably saw it. You have a good time. You can bring your mom. I don't need to go. But it was so funny. I was like,
my dad just, I've heard it. Sorry, man. And Tammy's the same way. I mean, it's interesting. I can watch the same movie 10 times. I have. I mean, Caddyshack, I've probably seen it 25 times. And she just won't do it. We'll sit and say, "What? Let's watch a movie." And I finally convinced her to watch something we saw in the '90s, 30 years ago. She goes, "All right, I'll watch it." And then we finished it. She goes, "Wow, that was really good." I go, "Yeah, that's why they're called classics. They're actually worth watching again, sweetheart."
Now, does Tammy travel with you a lot?
No, she has rules: 5 days in an ocean. So that eliminates 99% of my gigs that she'll go to. Yeah, she said she came out when the kids left, and we were on our own briefly. And she said, "Gosh, I hate your lifestyle. You get up at 3:30, 4 in the morning, catch a 6:30 flight. Land, take a nap, do a show, get up at 4:30 in the morning, catch a. This trip is nice. I do this every summer. I'm on right now. I go to Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Manchester, and then I'm going to Jersey on Sunday.
Yeah.
And she usually.
The golf. Oh, he's back. He's back. All right, he's trying. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know where you lost me, but anyway, she crochets. She won the blue ribbon at the Williamson County Fair last year for her Afghan, and her entry fee was $12. Her winning check was $10. So I said, you keep winning, we'll go broke a lot slower, baby. But it's funny, there's a ministry at church where these the crochet lady, she calls it her old lady crochet club. They make blankets for the babies. Mm-hmm. And it's really an honor for the parents to pick your blanket. So it's very competitive.
Oh.
These crocheters, So.
Yeah. My mom is part of a quilt group at the church. Oh, yeah. And so they go, she also is part of the Peanut Butter and Jelly Club.
Oh.
And she got herself a boyfriend named Joe. He's 80. He's lovely. And they go to Bible study, and then they go out to the dinners. So she's doing her thing. Yeah, those church functions. Watch out.
Well, I'll tell you what. My dream is to live to be 80, and then I'm going to a nude beach. Because I've been on 2 nude beaches in our marriage. Both times all we saw were 2 naked 80-year-old men staring off at the horizon. So I told Tammy, apparently at 80, a guy gets out of the shower, looks in the mirror, and goes, "The world needs to see this, baby."
All of it.
Yeah, I want some fanny packets, some sunscreen. Let's hit the Dutch side of the beach. Let's go.
So have you been naked? So have you and Tammy gone to a nude beach?
No, we were on a Gaither cruise, a gospel cruise, and there were 2 sides in St. John's. One was Dutch, and that was.
The best part of the story. This is how he draws you in.
And the other side was not. And we just took a right when we should have took a left. And it didn't take long. I mean, I just look and see 2 naked 80-year-olds. I go, "Baby, we're on the right." She goes, "Well, I'm not hungry anymore. I don't need to do lunch." No, we were on the wrong side. But anyway, I said 80. That's it. Apparently, a guy just doesn't care. He's just going to go out and show it off. That's it. I'm alive. Look at this. And tell the young people, this is your future, whether you like it or not. Tammy said to me 3 weeks ago, I get out of the shower. She goes, "I never noticed this. Your boobs are almost to your belly." I go, "Oh, thank you, sweetheart. That's a nice one. I never noticed it either. Thanks for pointing it out." Anything else you want to point out before I put clothing on?
Yeah. Well, I love it. I love the relationship when you talk about Tammy and all your clips. Like, it's just so lovely. But I love your honesty in talking about, there are those moments, and there's moments where you're driving to get divorced. So you're like, let's pull this car over. Like, that is the truth of it for, the 38 years you're talking about.
Well, COVID, I was home 30 days for the COVID, and she came to me and said, "I've been waiting to say this. You've never been home 30 consecutive days in our marriage." I said, "That's not true." She goes, "That is true. You've never been home." And then the joke is, by day 45, both of us were Googling attorneys.
It is.
Yeah, I was stressed. I was like, my manager was saying, he goes, "This can't keep going on, But I'll tell you what, after 5 months off, I went out on the road again and hit the clubs. I came home and told her if I had the money, I'd retire. I said, I really liked being home. I really enjoyed it. Being able to have friendships, again, seeing my friends regularly. We do a small group on Tuesday nights. I probably make half of them, but it's just nice to connect with your neighborhood and your people and your friends. And we're we're social animals. We were wired by God to be social.
Yeah.
And you know, if you travel, you know, the road is just, you know. So today's nice. I'll go to the first tee. People will look at me and go, "Who's our celebrity?" And I'll go, "Yeah, you're looking at him." You know.
How do they not know after spending 5 minutes with you? You're hilarious.
Well, anyway, we have good time. I did one on Michael Jordan's tournament years ago in Chicago, and I
Uh-huh.
kept in touch. I kept in touch with those ladies. They were from McDonald's. I kept in touch with them on and off for years. They'd come out every time I was in Chicago working. They'd come out with a group of
That's
people.
awesome. That's
And what
awesome.
we're starting to get is really cool. I'm starting to get these women small groups coming out. The other night I had a group of 12. They go, "You're our field trip,"
Yes.
and we're taking a trip out. So if anybody's listening, you got a small group, you got a gaggle of women. I have a good time. I've done a couple of women's events and just had a blast outside of the flowers in the urinal, in the men's room. You know, it was it was a blast.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you'll definitely have a gaggle because we have lots of ladies that watch our show, and we do a lot of these trips. So tell everybody. I know we don't have much time left, but tell everybody about your book. Are we there yet? And what they're going to see when they come to see you on tour.
Well, it's gonna be. It's funny. We certainly need. This is my. We're also wired to laugh. There's too many healing benefits to laughter for it to not be by design. And I say that laughter releases endorphins. Endorphins are the body's natural morphine, which means endorphins are the body's natural painkiller. So you got to come out and you're going to laugh. And I hope you leave stoned out of your gourds, man, on endorphins. That's the important thing. And then at the church, I will share probably 5 or 10 minutes of, you'll hopefully experience strength and hope. That in the book, like I said, the first 6 chapters are what we went through from the ages of 31 to 39. And then when Christ captured our heart and our home, the last half of the book is what that looked like and felt like. And then I pose 5 questions that I visit myself every year. What defines me? Most men define it by vocation, but if you're defined by your vocation, you're a victim of your circumstances, and your life will always be in flux. So if my definition, if I'm okay with it, I leave this, but I am a child of God. That never changes. And as long as I understand that, then I can at least plant my feet and then just move forward. And what do you got for me? What defines me? What do I value? It used to be material, and now, I mean, really, I try to be a man of integrity. It's difficult when I can integrate what I believe with how I live as a man. What are my expectations? That's a huge one. I tell Tammy all the time, if you would lower your expectations of me, you'd be a much happier woman. You know? And then what voices do you listen to? That's a big one in our culture. Garbage in, garbage out. There's, I think God gave mankind the internet so we could see the world as He sees it, and all of its debauchery and all of its beauty. So what you choose to scroll through every day on your phone or on your internet will really settle into your heart and your soul. So be careful. And then the last one is, where does your hope lie? And if it lies in the next election, I pity you. I really do. My hope lies in the fact that the words in the Bible are true. And then I'm also a believer of the Pascalian wager. Pascal said, if I'm wrong for my faith, who's been harmed? Because of my faith, I'm a better husband, I'm a better father, I'm a better citizen to you, the rest of you, and then I'm a better comedian at what I do. And if in the end I get plunked into the dirt and I'm worm food, who'll know? I'll never know. But if I'm right, I get to see my mom again. And boy, there's so much I want to say to her.
Oh, Jeff, you have been such a pleasure. I have so enjoyed talking to us. Call us back anytime you're on the back of a golf cart. You're just bored. You're coming through Jersey again. I love your story. I love your honesty. I love your humor. And I wish you the best. You will definitely have lots of ladies following you. You can find him at jeffallencomedy.com. You can follow him on social at Jeff Allen Comedy. And he is going to be local in New Jersey this weekend, August 18. But he's going to be all over the country. I know Colorado was on your list.
Yes.
A couple other things coming up. So check out the full schedule. But thanks so much, Jeff. It was really a pleasure meeting you. And tell Tommy I feel like I know her. Tell her I said hi.
Thank you. I will. Thank you so much.
We hope to have you again. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. He is so lovely. We love him. Oh gosh. I wonder what your husband's or your partner's answers would be like for the 5 questions that he poses. What defines you as a man? What do you think your person would say? Or what would you say? It's a good question. It's for our journals. Let's get our journals out. All right. So awesome. Let's hear it for our sexy producer, Michelle, for putting that together. I know he was amazing. Another great person to follow on social media. Yeah, I know, Alejandro. That's what I just said. Loved him before. Love him even more so now. I know, Jim Wagner. He's really great. Yeah, that was good. Well, hopefully that gave you a little something in your spirit for today. A little inspiration and just a little hop in your step. But there's lots of stories of redemption. So no matter where you are in your life, maybe you are on the upswing and you learned some lessons and you're moving in the right direction, or maybe you're down here. Maybe you were where Jeff was, or I was, or lots of people are. And there are ways back to getting to where you want to be, or where you feel like you should be, or where a place that makes your heart happy. So, these stories, some of our guests are in different places. But I feel like the one thing that they have in common, and I think Michelle's great at this, is finding people who may have experienced some things, but were able to just find some glimmer of hope to hold on to and to build upon and to make something out of and create a new life for themselves that might look completely different, or might be just a slight change in perspective. And just looking for, that positive in life. So listen, we love talking about positive things. We also love saying vagina. So it's a dichotomy. That's what you get here. Okay. I don't know that Jeff says vagina a lot. I'm sure he might. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but we're there. We're a little dirty. We're a little dirty version of that. And I think that's why you're all here and you enjoy it. And I thank you for watching. So that's it for today, everybody. Got to go bebop. We have our game tonight, Philly's game. It's Italian-American night at the game. Michelle's going to wear her shirt down to here. And I think she's going to let her chest hair show tonight. So I'm super excited about that. He's probably not going to say that's what she said. He might, though, if we hung out with him long enough. I don't know. Go get your mammogram today, Ashley. Remember to take your pants off. They love that. And get your big necklace packed. And that's it. So like Judy from Saskatoon, good time Andrea say, do something nice for yourself or others today. And we look forward to seeing you all here tomorrow. I'll say bright and early, but I probably don't mean that. And that's it. So thanks for watching. As always, have a great day and a blessed day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny